Hi, my name is Michael Trout, and I'd like to talk about a one-time only opportunity for one special person, an angel for EDUIT, an angel for the eSingularity initiative. Now, we're looking for a person who believes passionately that everyone in the world should have access to the same education everyone else does, especially the privileged few. And we believe we're the only ones that can deliver on that promise. We're the only ones with a plan to actualize the vision. Now, you may say, that's kind of a bold statement. Well, this is why I feel like I can say this, because no current Web 2.0 solution or future solution is going to address the needs of any African, Indian, or Chinese, because there's a simple problem. None of them can read English. So the solution that needs to be implemented, the one that I envision, needs to be so easy to use that even a 2-year-old can learn on it. One that is scalable, that adjusts to the learner as he matures. And obviously at some point the learner is going to read and write. But that process is part of the learning process. We don't jump the person to requiring them to read or write to learn. We create a solution that takes them along that course. So we're looking for a one-time only investor, an angel. Why do I say one-time only? Because we're not going to need venture capital. We're not going to need additional funding support. And you may be wondering, scratching your head, well, why is that? Well, because we believe the solution that we're looking to implement, Asia will fund. When I say Asia, I mean the Philippines, I mean India, I mean China, I mean Malaysia, I mean Mongolia, North Korea, South Korea. We're going to position this solution very similar to how the Olympics positions the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, positions the Olympics. Our solution will work on every Asian community. And regardless of language barrier, individuals will be able to learn and get an education as good as anyone else that is out there. So we're looking for just $250,000 to kick off the initiative. $250,000. That's it. That's not a lot of money to many of you maybe watching this. You probably maybe spend that in a year on, on toys and other things. We would put that money to great use. And what would we put that money on? The first thing we would do is it would allow us to spread our vision for global education to key individuals and institutions. It would allow us to hire some contractors that will handle our grant writing. It will allow us to develop the collaterals. One will be a 15-minute movie that succinctly demonstrates how individuals will learn on the experience, the name of the platform, or the funding will be used to develop website information and other tools that we need. Everything to date has been done pretty much by volunteers. I am, even though I'm the CEO of EDUIT, I live in rural Japan, I work as an elementary school teacher for the last 5 years since I've been here. I teach English to ages from 3 and up, and I need to retire from my teaching job and be able to focus on the eSingularity initiative globally, which means deliver keynote speeches around the world, meet with key individuals, stakeholders, Indian government officials, and this all costs money. It costs significant amounts of money to fly now from, anywhere. And the opportunity is I'm already in Asia. I'm in Japan, so flying to Malaysia, China, India isn't going to be as expensive as it would have been if I was living in New York. So I'm hoping this message will find its way to an angel, to someone that will allow me to fulfill my dream of flattening global education. And if you're wondering, who am I to flatten global education? In 1994, I attended the Royal National Theatre acting program. Anthony Hopkins was the chair of Anthony Hopkins was the chair. My teachers were Ian McKellen, Alan Rickman. And in returning from that experience, I had a vision. A vision to provide free Shakespeare Festival Renaissance Fair to the community of Tallahassee. The event turned out to be the Southern Shakespeare Festival, and by far, to many reckoning, it was the most successful first-year festival in the history of Tallahassee and possibly Florida. Over 30,000 people attended. Now understand, I was an undergraduate. I had never raised any money. I had never produced anything. I've never dealt with international actors. I'd never done anything. And yet, I was able to pull off what many believe to be a miracle. Someone of my aptitude as a student should never have been able to do, and yet it was done. So, doing the impossible isn't new to me. I know what it takes, and my drive, my determination will not cease until, one, someone else flattens global education before me in a manner that I believe is what I envision, or two, I do it myself. My resolve is absolute. I believe my resolve is no different than Gandhi's resolve to bring about change as he did in India, or Mandela's resolve for equality in South Africa, or Muhammad's resolve to bring the Quran into existence, or Alexander the Great's resolve to spread his empire. I too have a resolve to flatten global education, and I'm hoping you'll help me.